here I was in New York, and I wanted to do a landscape shoot, and I thought, where would I go? And years before that, during my Wall Street days, we had a branch office in Pennsylvania. And I remembered being near the Amish country in Pennsylvania and thinking, well, gee, the Amish don't have street signs, don't have, advertising signs, don't have telephone poles, don't have electrical wires, don't have any of these things because they basically live like 100 years earlier. They don't use electricity. They don't use the things of modern life. So I thought, well, that might be a way to go, a place to go where I can do landscape work, but not have all these other interferences in the landscape that you normally find in the U.S. And that's what took me to the Amish area. Once I got there, my idea of what I should be doing there changed, and it became almost a 4-year project. And this is very different, I think, than a lot of people who do documentary photography or who spend lots of times in communities that I've heard or read about or spoken to, where they get involved with the community, they get engaged with them, and then they start to photograph. I didn't want to do that at all. My idea was, number one, they don't like to be photographed, so it would be an impossible thing to do even if I wanted to do it. But two, I really didn't want to do it because I didn't want to show how the Amish look when they're responding to a photographer. I wanted to show how the Amish look when they're living their daily life. And so I didn't engage with them, and the whole body of work essentially is done with long lenses. And I kept going back to the Amish communities, and when I kept going back, I had this sense of serenity, just personal serenity, being in those communities, and that's where I got the name for the book. I just felt that every time I went back, I was in another America. It had experienced what we had, but it just seemed to be unchanged, and I had a serenity about it. And they say there's no pure documents, and these aren't pure documents either, because no matter what you do, you're always reflecting how you feel about it when you take a photograph. It's not really, a neutral view. It's your view. And so the view that I'm expressing, life may be very harsh in the Amish communities. What I was demonstrating wasn't any of that, the harshness of it. I was demonstrating the serenity of it. So I guess that's the message that I want people to take away, that there was a serenity that I perceived in that lifestyle, which is very different than our own, that it's within our own country, and and in many ways it's truly another America. It takes you back 100 years and to another time.